Well, Janelle, you published your first article a little while back, and it was on energy intelligence. And I wanted to kind of go into this a little bit more with you and the audience on what, first off, maybe someone hasn't heard of that. What is energy intelligence?
It is the word and the work, okay, that I was given through guidance that talks about, it describes being able to translate and to read energy.
Okay.
It's like, because we have emotional intelligence, we have, mental
Yeah.
intelligence, we have emotional intelligence, and then we can read energy and we can be intelligent and understand so much, which is what I wanted to unpack with you. I'm looking forward to this conversation with you and Brian, because there's so much, like, just, oh my gosh, when we can become intelligent about how we perceive and interpret energy, oh, it just opens up a new way of thinking and maneuvering through life.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I know I'm personally working on because of you, so I want to thank you. But that is the resistance aspect of this. And if you could kind of go over how we see resistance as maybe a problem or something that's wrong, but maybe it's actually something different.
Yeah, I mean, resistance could be, let's define resistance first, right? Like, so resistance could be you're trying to get a breakthrough, either social media, right? There's one, right? If you've ever tried to get presence on social media, hello, right? And you're like, how do we get a breakthrough? There feels like so much resistance. Or you're trying to, in a job promotion, or you're trying to create something new within the workplace that you're in. And you're just like, whoa, what's key? Why is this feel, stuck, or resistance, dragging, pulling,
You're in a loop.
you're in a loop, those kind of things would be what we would call resistance. Yeah.
And so you're having people see it as not necessarily a problem, right? Because a lot of times we see it as a problem, but instead seeing it in a positive light, right?
I think to see it as what it is. Is it positive? I feel like it's a neutral, really.
Okay.
Okay, let me explain myself. So what I mean is when we look at this and we think, oh my gosh, I need to, what's wrong? Well, what's the thing we usually ask is, okay, when we start feeling resistance, what's wrong? Another place resistance could be is in our, I get an opportunity and my body resists it. Like, why is my body resisting this? For some of the people that have learning differences, because that's one of the places that I work, and this totally applies there. This strategy, this system, is so we get resistance to learning. Like, why am I not learning to read? Why can't I read like everybody else? Or write or do math? Those are another place of that's another place of resistance. So we can stop ourselves or just all these other places. I keep saying that, but that's what of it. I'm not moving forward like I think I should be able to move forward, or how I think I should be able to be successful.
One thing in your article that really hit me, because it kind of shocked me a little bit, was when you talk about resistance shows up in different ways. For example, one of the things you talked about was how people say, I should be grateful, I should be thankful. And really, that sometimes is a hidden fear or a hidden something else.
It's in the word should. It's in the word should. When we hear ourselves say, I should be, stop. And that is a belief that we've picked up. Okay, we have a lot of beliefs, and that's normal, and it's okay to have beliefs because that's how we function, is by belief. But when we start using the word I should do something, our body is telling us that when our ears hear that, we have time and an opportunity to stop our feet, take a couple steps back and go, okay, what's my belief behind that should? Is that my truth still?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not, then you're going to be adding guilt, shame. Those two ride together with should.
Yeah, and on that, just to kind of like expand that a little bit, it's when gratitude is a good thing. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But when that is what you're doing to hide behind instead of going for what you really want, making that leap, saying, to use your word again, I should be grateful, right? But it's taking sometimes something that we wouldn't necessarily see as resistance, right? Like a positive, what we'd all consider positive, right? Being grateful. But those can also be resistance.
Well, it is. And you said, it's like if I should feel grateful, but you don't. Matter of fact, you might be annoyed. Or you feel like, oh my gosh, that is not enough. Then if you say, oh, but I should be grateful. I shouldn't feel that way because I have a positive mindset. In positive mindset work, we're like, okay, that's a negative thought and I'm going to shift it to these positive thoughts. Well, okay, that has a place. And we need to be mindful within this work that I'm doing. I'm seeing that we're actually talking ourselves out of the guidance that is there. We're saying, I should be grateful and I'm going to have a positive mindset when your body was saying, stop your feet.
Yeah. Because it's giving you messages.
Our body is talking to us through guidance. Guidance uses our body all the time. So if we're like, ooh, I don't like that, but I'm supposed to be grateful. Or these people are doing this and this and this for me, so I'm supposed to be grateful for their help. But everything in you is cringing. Take a few steps back and go, okay, thank you, body. Thank you. Because you're talking to me. Now, all right, now I'm listening. And then we'll get into this later on, but it's like, okay, how do I unpack that? Because that's the mystery then. It's like, okay, now I realize my body's talking to me. I don't want to get up early. I hate getting up early, which I'm the opposite of this, by the way. I like getting up early. But a lot of people go, well, the early bird gets the worm, and this is how I'm supposed to be successful, so I'm dragging myself out of bed at 6 o'clock, and it's totally not my thing. Well, then listen to your body, because your body knows what is right for you. And it's that, oh, but I'm supposed to, or I should, there's our word, I should, that sabotages the rhythm that is best for you or the best for me. Like if somebody came up with the idea that everybody is the best at 9 o'clock at night and that's what I should do, I would be screwed. Because I can't think at 9 o'clock at night. That is not my best time at night. It's like you're an individual. I'm an individual. We are all individuals. And if we can really wrap our minds around that one and then go, okay, as an individual, how do I navigate? What is best for me? What serves me? And if we get really good at that, and that's what this intelligence is about. Is getting really good at that. Now, we don't get good at something the first time we try it, right? Ever. The first time I got on a bike, I had knees full of gravel. Okay, so, well, actually, the first time I got on a bike, they didn't teach me how to stop. You should know how to stop.
Story.
That's another story. But it's got a point. So here I am, and I live on this loop, and I'm just getting so tired. And I'm like, you seriously? So that's why working with people, it's like getting more information, because I was taught how to get the bike going. I had natural balance, so that was just kind of me. So I taught how to get that bike going, but it's like now we got to have another level of intelligence. So it's like plugging into those that know how to interpret and can give you this picture. It's like, oh, when that shows up, that let's look at that. Let's find where the energy is in that. which part of this is a limiting belief, which part of this is an experience that you've had that's energy from a past experience or collective experience, a group of them, and which part is just my body talking to me. And that's what we learn to navigate. That's where the intelligence is built, is learning which piece is which.
And like you said, it's so customized and individualized. Like what works for one person or what triggers one person might be no big deal for someone else. But it's that ability to do that. And I know we've talked about this in other things, but a coach or a mentor guiding you.
It's important. It's so important.
Yeah.
You can get out there, and this is me on my bike. You can get out there, and eventually I got so tired I crashed, and that's one way of stopping. And you cry and you pull all the gravel out of your knees, and you think, okay, now what am I going to do differently? So that is one way to do it. Or you can plug into somebody, work with me, or somebody like me, and get the information and just build on their success. Build on what I've already spent the last 25 years riding my bike. I've plugged into other people is what I did. I plugged into other people as well so that I'm building on their knowledge, and then I put that together, and then you build on my knowledge, and you put that together for you. So it's just like at 100x your growth and your wisdom and your clarity. And why does that matter? Because right now, the acceleration rate of energy awareness and guidance saying, get this and get it fast. That's accelerating. We're being called as a people group around the world to step into intelligence, reading energy, and navigating. I am so taking this off into the weeds, so go with me here. Ride this train with me. So I was just talking with a client this past week, working with a one-on-one client. So I'll work with groups over a period of time, and then I'll spend a week just intensely with people. So this was one of those intense weeks, intense one-on-ones, and all this groovy cool stuff is coming up. And one of the pieces is we're not working the way we used to work. We used to make a 6-month plan. What are you going to do in 6 months? What is 6-year plan? 1-year plan, 6-month plan. That used to be an intelligent way to put your life and your business and everything together. That's changing. We're being asked to be so fine-tuned here, connected to source, in whatever language that is to you. You use your language, but connected to source, that we read guidance like a finely trained horse. Like when I ride a finely trained horse, you don't even see how I'm cueing that animal. You don't even see how my body's talking to them.
Your legs and
the legs, the weight in my seat,
all
of that, positioning of my shoulders, all of that matters. And guidance is walking with us like that. And this, as energy, technology is speeding up with AI, things are just speeding up. How do you navigate that without self-imploding? How do you navigate that without feeling like you've just been run over? You get really good at knowing what guidance is saying. It's in your body. That's the energy intelligence. And you get there through getting rid of what isn't you. How do you do that? Well, there's lots of cool ways to do that. And then just systematic, step by step. And as we get rid of what isn't us, we get clarity on what is us. And when we get clarity on what is us, then we realize how our body is talking to us. Is that just I ate too much chili at lunch and that's just a gurgly stomach? Or is that, okay, so it was so cool. So this last week, working with my client, and we're going through the steps. There's a system, right? It's great to have a system because it's just like, okay, here we go. And we're going to step into this step. Okay, now let's work through that. She goes, oh, I've got butterflies in my stomach. I said, yes, it's talking to you. Now, in the past, what would you have thought? I would have thought, okay, I need to release that. I need to let that go. Everything's fine. I'm safe. All the mental talk that we can have. But that was totally ignoring what the body was trying to tell her. And in this case, the body was saying, stop, take 2 steps back. Let's do our healing routine. Let's do this sequence that we've come up with. Go through that sequence and then move forward. And when we did it, the butterflies were gone and she was able to move through easily in the next step that we were headed. But it was her body talking to her. If we would have ignored it, we'd have missed this opportunity that there was a trigger in this place we were working and it was ready to be healed. The why behind the trigger was ready to be healed. And if we'd have just pushed through that, like common, self help and grind it out, or positive thought, willpower, whatever, we'd have missed the opportunity for healing.
Well, that leads me right into, in your article, you have the 5 stages on energetic intelligence. And you just went over the first one there, awareness. So you were having the client feel the awareness. You stopped. You didn't try to just, have the butterflies and move on, because there's something that you need to be aware of. Okay. And then the next step is root discovery. And can you just talk about that for a little bit? Step 2 on where they get to the root of it and they discover what that is.
Yeah. And here's the thing, the other piece that's different than mindset work and so on, is that awareness, we feel the trigger. So when, there's just so many triggers out there we can have for many different reasons. But for my client last week, this one trigger, a lot of judgment, from past experiences. And when she became aware of what her body was telling her, that the hey, look at this now, we could shift in. So, okay, let's go discover the root. Now the brain wants to kick in and go, okay, what is it? What could this be from? What's the root? And it starts a pattern. Well, the pattern of thinking, and this is common for almost everybody that I've seen and worked with, including myself, is then my brain goes, okay, yeah. For me, I struggled really hard with reading. Yes, I did. And I was so embarrassed and so ashamed. And that totally is the why. That's totally, yep, there it is. What am I doing? I'm on a loop that's keeping me in the energy that's ready to be healed. But I'm keeping myself in there by going into my mind and going, okay, I got to solve this. What is this? No, you don't got to solve this. You're going to step back, and this is root discovery. The key to root discovery is stepping back. Get your head out of the way. You don't need to know yet. And you may never know, and you need to get good at that. And you may know if you need to know. It's this trusting guidance piece is in the root discovery.
That makes a lot of sense, because as a former basketball coach, sometimes a player would be so involved in the game, they don't see it. Then you watch it on video and they're like, oh, I was doing that?
Right, they don't even know.
They didn't realize that they were doing that. Like, this thing happened and then it created a chain reaction. And I know, like, with myself, I've become more aware of those things too, like what's going on there. And then that leads us to the third thing, and is the core shift. And that's where people really get so much value when they're working with you.
That's where shit changes. It just does. The why does this exist, and all that we were talking about in the root discovery. When we walk through the steps, when we go, okay, get out of the way, let's let the process do its work. When that root shifts, and what that means is whatever the experience is, and you may know it and you may not know it, and it's both okay. When whatever experience, guilt, shame, fear, combination of all the above, the abandonment, things like that, when that shifts from that energy into a love space, it doesn't change history, but it changes how our body holds, what energy our body holds. And when that changes, you don't even think the same. You're not even in, you jump tracks. You had this track that energy had you on, and when the core shift happens, you're on a different set of tracks. So talk about mindset shift. You want to shift your mindset. This is what makes it faster. This is what gets us out of that old pattern.
Yeah, and I know, like, working with you, there are things where once you take away the root cause, it's like a house of cards. The whole thing just collapses. And I know for me, and I'm sure for others, that when that happens, it's so transformative that it's actually hard to remember what it felt like when you had the old trigger, you had the whole, because it's like a whole ecosystem. It's a whole infrastructure. A
whole ecosystem, yes. Yeah. A whole ecosystem. It's just like we've been getting rid of these darn Canadian thistles. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with a Canadian thistle, but they've got, it's like black grass, except worse. So it just sends out all these runners. They literally have their own ecosystem, and they have their main tap roots that go all over, and then they send up their plants, and they just all over, and then they go to bloom, and that sends them out all over. I mean, it's an incredibly, they want to exist and thrive. So these roots that we are dealing with within ourselves have their entire ecosystem. They show up in our workplace, our relationships, our personal self-care, our how do I see and perceive myself, how do I make decisions, how I want to eat, how I want to play, how the friends I choose, the energy, the things that I attract. I mean, it's literally all in, this energy is all in every area of our life. So when this resolves, when this shifts, you literally, that just cleared space. And then the authentic you, who you're designed to be, who I was designed to be, we get to just fill that with us. So we're making decisions naturally and easily that align with us. We are choosing friendships and projects and everything that are totally in alignment with us. And the darndest thing happens every time. I am so serious. Is that so people, lots of different reasons people come to work with. They want to know who they are. They want to know how their energy gifts work. They want to, oh my gosh, I want to really move past these triggers. There's just different things.
Or there's a level they're at and they want to go to a higher level and they're not sure why or what's stopping them.
I'm ready. They just have that knowing. I'm ready to really grow. And this is the work I want. So one thing that happens with everybody is that as these shifts happen, and for whatever the reason they come, they get the call. They get the opportunity that they're like, oh my gosh, that totally fits me. Because we try to create and do so much. But when our energy is in this, it's just me in here. Like, this is my body, this is my life force, this is me and my energy. Then I am in line with everything that's been created for me. And that call happens and lands on my awareness table. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. How did that just land? It's because you're now seeing through the lens that could see it. Energy affects how we hear things, how we see things, how we understand things, how we choose everything. So when we get intelligent about this and we navigate and learn to read our body and read guidance and get rid of things that don't match us and do that work, then opportunities and awarenesses, like I said, friendships, just this whole world around us changes because now we can see it and sense it and know it. It's always been there, but we didn't sense it, see it, or know it.
Janell, one thing that to me is so profound, and you just went over it, but I just want to put an exclamation point on this for people, is when you're not aligned with yourself, when you have personas, when you have things masking stuff, you're not showing up as you. And if you're not showing up as you, what shows up and what matches is misaligned. And if you're like a magnet and you're all aligned, the stuff is going to be drawn to you. But if you're misaligned, out of tune, you're not really your authentic self, you're going to be drawing in stuff that isn't really you. And for me, one thing I've noticed is with myself, and then I've been in some of your classes, is when people shed all that stuff, the personas and the things they think they're supposed to be, it's so freeing. And when you just said the opportunities line up, I just can't stress enough, why are they lining up? They're lining up because now you're in alignment with you. And
yeah. They've always been there. We just weren't in line with them. And that's why the shoulds sabotage us. Because the shoulds mean it's not right for me yet. That's not right for me. I should. Well... That's like when I'm walking with people, it's like, man, listen to your shoulds. Let's start there. I almost start all of us there. Listen to your shoulds. Oh, well, I should. Why? Why? Why should you? I really should lose weight. Why? Because it's healthy for me. Okay, that's a thought loop. I'm healthy, it's healthy for me, la da 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 da. But that is not even what guidance is really saying here. And you think, well, it is healthy. Well, yeah, maybe. But that's not the point. You're missing it. I should is telling you something that's going to actually take you to healthy. Mm-hmm. And the thought loop is, well, then I need to eat like this. I need to be this. I need to do this because look at how I look when I look in the mirror. Look at the scale says. Look at how my clothes fit. That's just sidetracked information. That's just distortion information. That's just taking you on a thought loop. That's not taking you what originally was guidance right before you said I should. Right before you said I should was the guidance.
But we're so easily getting used to going over it, right? Just skipping over it. So easily we miss it. We just get into the I shoulds. We so easily even has an energy in it. So easily. What's behind that thought? That's like I should. And not to put that down because it just came from me, but it's just another one of those that we see. And it's like catch that, feel that, and take a step back. What was the body feeling before that? It's like, man, I just want to be seen. Indeed. Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. Then we go to step 2. Where's the root to that? And it's okay to be seen, right? It's okay. And if ever in your growing up and ever in your thing, no, you aren't supposed to be seen. It's shameful to be seen. Or, different people experience different things. Yeah. And there can be that frequency there. Okay, let's go to that root, the original root to that, and let's do these steps to it. And then you go to look at your health and you're like, why was I even thinking that? You won't even think it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the issue with whatever it was around weight or, looking a certain way, you see where that becomes the whole, you're starting going to see it the same way. You literally jump tracks. Mm-hmm. And we can find that. Look where you're struggling. Are you struggling with your weight? Are you struggling with friendships and keeping friendships and or relationships? I should have a boyfriend by now, or I should have a serious relationship by now, or I should be settled down by now. Right. I should be financially. Okay, really? Well, yeah, because. Really? Go to the because. Take a couple steps back. I want to be. I was told I just couldn't be successful if I did this. What
oh, so you took this other road, and this is a financial road that was supposed to bring you security, and the security, go back, till you got, okay, there's the root. And you may understand what it is, or you may not. It may just be, there's the feeling. And that's what the awareness is. We're teaching people to have that feeling. What is it? Now let's do the work there. And when that shifts, it's like, no, I'm going to build. I was talking to a gal. So here we go. 3 weeks ago, I was on a phone call with a gal, and she goes, I'm just not seeing it work. I do all this important stuff, and I should be grateful because most of it's good. And I went, should? Should be grateful? I said, what do you really want? We just started walking back. I want to do this and this and this. She had this whole plan. It's like, does that, is that there? What's stopping your feet? This. All right, let's heal there. Let's heal that. And guess what she's doing today? She's building that idea. And she's on fire. And she's so excited. And it's just like, every time these words should that they're our key. I love that word because this really makes it easy to find the roots.
Well, yeah, and this is only 3 of the 5 areas we've just briefly went through here. There's another 2 that we turn this into a very long video if we went into those, but I just so people know that there's more to this.
Oh yeah.
And what I'd like to know is if someone wanted to work with you or experience this themselves, what would that look like? What are the options for them?
Yeah. The best thing to do to really know what the best fit is there's different ways to work with me. And you heard me say, some people choose to go one-on-one for a shorter period of time, but they really want to dig in deep and just invest that time with me. And it's got some great benefits when we do that, for sure. But how do you know what to do? Sometimes it's a small group over a period of time, but to know is to just reach out to me and let's set up a conversation, because you can share with me your story and I can see, okay, how can I help you? And so you're not committing to anything when you sign up and create and schedule a phone call. It's just email me at janell@janellray.com. That's my email, and just say, hey, I would like to chat with you, and we'll schedule a call, and you can just share with me, and I will talk you through. Hey, this is what I see, and this is what this is what I would recommend. You could see if that, and then you say, oh yeah, that resonates with me. Let's do this. So yeah, that's really the best way to do this because it's individual.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like you said, that chat with you doesn't cost anything.
No.
They can see what's going to fit, what works.
Mm-hmm.
Before we close, what I'd like to do is let people know that you do have 5 other articles that are being published.
Yeah.
Okay. This one here was talking about number 1 a little bit, energy intelligence. And then you have a second one published. Can you just give us a little hints on what are your other ones? Because I know you got 5 of them.
Coming down. I know we've been working on it. It's just such a fun topic, right? But we're going to take a look at energy intelligence when we're looking at shadow work. How does this perspective and this system, because it's a 5-step system, and like Brian shared with you, we've been talking really about the first 2 steps, but there's 5 that we walk people through, and we're going to apply that to shadow work, and that's what the next article is going to be on, and beyond, and the human needs. So you've heard Tony Robbins talk about the 6 human needs. Okay, let's open the door to the frequency behind those. And let's get intelligent about that. Let's get educated about that from the energies perspective. See, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
And I really like that one. I've seen a sneak preview of it, and I like it because I love Tony Robbins stuff, and I love how you're taking that and applying it to energy intelligence and how we can, again, get to the root, go through the process there, and it's pretty fun to see. So
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It is fun. It is fun and it's impactful. It's tools and clarity that we can apply to today's world. Where are we going in this world? What's shifting in this world? And how do I grow and really support myself in this shifting space? And even I'm writing about AI, so we have a lot of talk about AI and thought healing. How do these two, how in this evolving world around AI and thought healing, this energy intelligence, how does this work together? How does this ride together? And that's another good article. So be looking for those.
And what I love about all your stuff, just you as a person, you make them very applicable. How can I apply this? How can I use this? And it's not just like theories up in the air. It's stuff that really can help people.
Yeah, what's the point of talking theory if we can't put the feet on the ground and make it mean something, something to you? So if you're going, okay, how do I find these articles? You can look me up on LinkedIn, and we can just connect you right in to LinkedIn, and or reach out to me at janell@janellray.com, and we'll make sure and get you plugged into that information, where are the articles and how to find us.
We could also put a link in the
idea.
description here on that too.
That's even better.
So, well, we got to wrap this up.
Okay.
But thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed talking to you, Janell, and the audience, getting some more insights on you. It's just fun to see what you're doing, how you're on the cutting edge of different things and doing research and publishing articles. It's just an exciting time because all of this stuff is really designed to help you, to help people overcome whatever it is that they're doing, so that you don't have to overcome, you can just eliminate the problem. I remember one of the things you said was, why come up with great coping techniques when you can just eliminate the problem?
Yeah.
And
like carry a backpack full of bricks. Why come up with great ways to carry a heavy backpack when you can just put the backpack down?
Yeah. So until next time, all the best to you.
Thank you for being here.